doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
Juan, rockin' and rolling, one of the hottest food spots owners is here today. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
My name is Chef Ali. They call me Ali White. And I run Ali's Korner Takeout.
Talk about the beginning of the business, how you took it from scratch to where it is today.
Well, it's a long story and a short story at the same time. I was a chef for the Tigers for a while,
Amazing.
and be honest, I kept getting passed over for promotions, having to train people under me. So one day I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it on my own. I sold everything in my house, like literally. I sold the couches. My girlfriend came home like, where's this, where's that, where's the TV? Sold everything and found a little building and just went from there with it.
Amazing. So you were working for the Tigers at one point.
I was working for the Tigers, and before that I did plays for Jacarius Johnson and Tyler Perry. I used to do that. Like if you look down my page, like further down my page, I did traveling chef for New Jack City. The play for Rick James to play. I did like a lot of networks like that. My first job actually was in Georgia like about 20 years ago. I don't know if you remember a rap group called the Young Bloods. They had a song called If You Don't Give a Damn, It Was Really Hot. And I used to work for them down in Georgia at their bar, and that's really how I got started, like doing what I was doing.
So you like obviously to work for these massively established people and organizations, that means your cooking skills are phenomenal plus.
I like to think so. I mean, I have my own little spin on everything. That's why everything's Korner spelled with the K. You know, everything's like different. The soul food with the twist. It's just a little different. I can get fancy and do all the, the creme brulees and all that stuff like that if I really wanted to, but it's not what I want to do anymore. I did that already.
For sure. Let's take it to day zero. Tell everybody where you're from.
From east side of Detroit. Field in Charlottesville, actually. Korner House. That's where I was raised at. I was born 612 Bellevue, Detroit, Michigan. East side, all east side. And went from Bellevue to Warren and Herbert. And then 2578 Fields, where I was raised at, born at.
What was life like growing up in Detroit for you?
It was good and bad. I mean, 6 Mile. Charlottesville is the hood, but I didn't go to school there. I went to, my parents took me to, I'm like Clarence with the 2-parent household and going to the private school. So I went to St. Florian. Went to St. Florian all the way from like 3rd grade to 11th grade. So it was like I would go to school and then I would come home. So it was like different. It was like really too different. And then being the only, like back then, I'm 53. So back then I was, it was 7 of us black kids in that school. Everybody else was white. So you grow up with these kids, these kids, but then you come home and it's a little different around your neighborhood. So I got the best of both worlds.
Amazing. As far as just socializing and experiencing life in Detroit, did you have a lot of friends? Did you feel like frictionless with life, or did you feel like there was hardships?
Not frictionless. I'm one of those people that a lot of people know me. I'm like a popular person also. Been playing pool in the city for like 30 years. My pool league. I do a lot of stuff. I feed the homeless. So everybody, they kind of know me, but I don't know like a lot of people. I'm more one of those introverts that just knows everybody. I'm more of a like this interview is kind of crazy to me. I'm just one of those laid back kind of people.
That's dope. That's super dope. What pool league were you in?
I'm in the APA. I play for a team called City Limits right now. We're actually it's tied 2-2. We're with Club Temptations, and it's for the Michigan Championship, the Michigan National Championship. The game is supposed to be next week, so 2-2, and it's the best out of 5.
Incredible. So you were playing? Did you grow up playing pool in Detroit, like at the halls and everything?
Actually, I snuck into this bar called the 411. It used to be downtown. It was a cop bar, and I just started like shooting pool. I was bored. I just started shooting pool, and I was good at it. I didn't even know, how to play. The first time I picked up, I was just good at it, and I've been playing like ever since then. And then I turned 21, and the cops were like, "All right, she can be on the team. She can do this. She can do that." That bar is no longer there right now, but it's a parking lot right now. But that's
a lot of geometry, right?
Yeah, that's how I started. It's a lot of geometry.
It's all geometry, really, if you think about it.
It's just angles, man. Yeah. If you can do angles and learn how to control that cue rock, you'll be pretty good at it. I got my pool stick in my truck right now. You want to go?
Who's the greatest pool player you ever played against?
That I've played against?
Yeah.
His name was, they called him Nate the Great. He was, or 98 Nate. He's deceased right now. But he pretty much taught me how to control the cue ball and do everything like that. I met him actually at that bar downtown, and he just saw that I had an eye for it, and he took me under his wing.
What was the best advice you ever learned about pool?
Don't gamble, especially if you're good. Just don't gamble. The guys don't like that. They got to understand it's not football, it's not basketball, it's not weightlifting, it's pool. Anybody can do it, and you lose to a guy playing $100 a ball. If they lose to you, it's a problem. I actually played $100 a ball when DMX was alive. A friend of mine, her name was Nicole. DMX was alive, and there's a bar called the River Rock downtown. It used to be off Jefferson. Had like all these pool tables, 3 pool tables in there. And he came in there shooting one day and saw me shooting. And it was like, let's play a game. And I turned around like, that's really DMX. So we played, and we were playing somebody else, and he was betting on me, and I had an 8-ball run, and it was like a big confrontation in there. I think I was like about 24, so I just...
What happened with the confrontation? Like, what went wrong?
The guy got angry. This is what I'm talking about. He really got angry, and it's DMX. You're going to pay DMX. He got like 1,000 people in here with him. It was just a little scuffle, a little back and forth.
But like, what did he get mad about specifically? Just losing?
Yeah, that he lost. And he lost. He didn't get a shot. I had a good game that day. I had an 8-ball run that day.
Jesus Christ!
I had a couple of those.
You played pool with DMX. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just a fluke. He just came into the River Rock one day. Just came in there regular. Just tank top on.
Is that the craziest confrontation you've ever seen in pool, or does pool halls get crazy? Do pool halls get like insane where it's like, yo, this is actually getting beyond dangerous?
Not dangerous, but it's just something I wouldn't do. I wouldn't say dangerous. It's just maybe because of the places that I'm at, but not really dangerous. It was just that one instance. But tempers flare sometimes, especially when women beat them, or you don't set the rules up at the beginning, or you scratch on the 8, or this bar has house rules and that bar has house rules, and you don't know the rules, and you just come in there, you see somebody scratch on the 8, and they're like, nah, we don't play like that here. So it's better to get those things like out in front.
Yes. When did food start for you? Like, when did you get involved in culinary?
I cooked my first shepherd's pie when I was 12 at home. Cooked my first shepherd's pie. My mom used to work late. My dad was in the military, so I cooked, and I just watching some. This is when HBO was called The Box back in the day, and it was like one cooking channel on there, just one thing. And I used to watch that channel and I just learned it from there. I made it.
Amazing. So was that your first time cooking?
Something major like that, yeah. Besides like simple stuff, macaroni or just simple stuff, hot dogs, pork and things like that. But yeah, shepherd's pie was my first thing that I did.
12 years old's nuts. I know people in their 20s that don't know how to cook for themselves. I'm sure you see it all the time. We're like, yo, you don't know how to cook?
I know some grown men right now that don't know how to cook for themselves. So yeah.
Or when it comes to beyond 21, growing up, what are you doing to apply yourself to culinary? What are you doing to apply yourself to the expertise of becoming a chef eventually?
Per se, not really like going to school. I'm like self-taught, and I've just been lucky enough to land in these places where I had excellent teachers. I used to have a chef his name is Chef Jerry. He used to work at a place called Sweet Georgia Brown that had opened up downtown when Lomas Brown had it, the Lions had it. And I was under him, and his tutelage, he just taught me a lot of different things, from simple things, from cutting peppers to having the first fried lobsters in Detroit back in the day. So that it was just, I happened to be with people that knew what they were doing. And once I saw that, I'm like, I got to learn. Like I was just a sponge.
What was the fried lobster all about?
It was just one of his creations. He was the first one to do it back in Detroit, as far as I know. His name was Chef Jerry. Now he's in Seattle. But this is when Sweet Georgia Brown was open. This was like 1990, I want to say 1997, wow. 96, right around there.
Yeah, that sounds kind of good. Did you ever bring that back? Did you ever be like, yeah, man, I remember that? That was fire.
A few restaurants do it now, but it was just, once I saw that, yeah, I liked it. I like to make sauces. When I was in the Champions Club at the Tigers, they used to call me the sauce queen. So I just used to make sauces. I was really good at that, pairing protein with sauces.
You've seen a lot of people probably in the same passion, have the same passion as you as far as cooking is concerned. Some people probably went to school, I'm assuming. And then you were like, no, I'm actually just learning from people by being around the right people. Did you notice a difference between the people that went to culinary school versus you staying independent and kind of just figuring it out on your own?
not knocking it. They were just more. They were more slower paced than, when you do that. When you have to have structure, you're not allowed to think outside the box. I was thinking outside the box. I was using nitrogen like back in the day. I was doing all kind of different things. I'm just thinking about them. Like, can I do this? Can I do that? Like a lot of the things that people are doing now, I did those things like 20 years ago, man.
What
And
things are
it's nothing wrong with it. Like just far as infusing food, or as far as like just doing different things with different proteins, and as far as even like the first fancy thing I remember doing was like it wasn't fancy then, but it's not fancy now, but it was fancy then. Like there's just chicken Alfredo from scratch, and actually frying the chicken and frying the shrimp instead of doing it all together and putting it on a skewer, or even doing candy bacon like back in the day. Now that's just a thing to do, but I was doing that like a long time ago.
That's dope. When were you first recognized as being a really great cook before you became like officially your own chef?
What do you mean, like in the professional world?
No, like when you were still learning the game, like when you were still going from, learning from the best.
Uh, I think it was when I really got down to Georgia. I ended up doing the NAACP dinner down there back in I think it was in Hawkinsville, Georgia. So I ended up doing that, and it was like damn, I'm doing this for the NAACP. Like before that, I was working at Cracker Barrel because I had left Conyers, Georgia, where I was, and went to a place called Warner Robins, Georgia, and I stayed there about 14 years, and I just honed my craft while I was down there. I started like selling plates out of my car. Well, actually, I didn't have a car back then. I had a friend of mine's car back then, and I would just drive around and sell plates. And I got to sell plates at it was Purdue. It's a plant called Purdue and Sara Lee, and Bluebird buses. If you see those buses are riding around Bluebird, they're only made down there in Fort Valley, in Georgia. So I would like hit all those plants and just got popular from doing that. And then the DFACS, like the Department of Social Services, I was cooking for them. Then they got hipped, and then I went to they call it 5-star. Everything down there is a 5-star. You got a 5-star Nissan, 5-star Chrysler, 5-star Cadillac. Doing all those dealerships, they feed their employees like every Saturday. They used to back in the day, so I got all those. So back then, it was $1,000 like every Saturday. So I was like, yeah, I was.
What year are we talking about here?
This was 2006 when I started that. 2006,
So that's like
2007.
2 racks right now. That's like some serious cheese.
Yeah, so that's how I really got on.
Were you making like? Did you feel financially stable at that time? Did you feel like, all right, this is actually like real money? Like I'm doing this shit.
Well, I wasn't back here. I was in Warner Robins, Georgia. So it's like a small town. You have like Gratiot and you have Grand River. Those are. It's like Watson and I forgot Russell. Those are the two main streets. So they're just not getting like more than one McDonald's and things like that. It's kind of small. So back then, having a BMW or Audi or like a Bumblebee Charger, I was doing my thing. It wasn't.
Oh, you had a BMW at the time?
Yeah, I ran through a bunch of cars. I was an idiot back then.
So right when you got on, you're like, yo, I'm going for the highest everything.
Yeah,
that's how you wanted to live. That's dope. Everybody wants to do that, right? But when you had the money coming in, it must have felt good. Like, okay, I really can do this. You're proving your worth. Is that before is that before you went to Georgia, or this is in Georgia? You're talking
This is
about?
in Georgia, yeah.
And so talk about getting that first opportunity and what it was like. How did they reach out to you?
They didn't reach out. A friend of mine, they needed a caterer for an event that they had for the awards, and a friend of mine reached out, and I told her like, yeah, I'll do it. I was like, how much money is it? I think it was like $3,000 for the event or something like that, or $3,500. So back then, I'm like, I could pull that off. 100 people, yeah, I can do that easy. I know where to go get the stuff for cheap. I was good.
Amazing.
I ain't even gonna lie. Bought some. They were called peach cards back then, food stamp cards. So I was doing good.
Amazing.
even with the reviews, like my content when they come, I have like his name was Chico Bean. He came the other day. I didn't know who he was. Like I really didn't. And everybody's like, you had Chico Bean, and he was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I asked him. I was like, he had a salmon bite dinner, and he paid with a couple blue notes, and he was like, keep it. I'm like, man, this shit real? I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I didn't know who he was. He just laughed at me. He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's real. He walked to his car.
Uh,
I was like, you know, the content, you know, he didn't follow me, of course, because I didn't follow him. I didn't know who he was, but I started following him. He did the review, and then it just shot up. And I've had ball players come. I've had, you know, DJ Scratch, the radio people, Detroit Diamond, LOM Rudy. Like, a lot of people have done it, but those are celebrities. But at the same time, everybody from the neighborhood, if I have a chance to, I try to get everybody because they buy my food daily. They buy my food
amazing.
constantly.
Talk about after your first big event, doing it. You got paid $35. You're feeling good. How did you progress from that point?
Just still selling plates. I was selling plates, barbershops and everything. I didn't want to work for anybody. I had tried it. I worked at Crackle Barrel. I didn't want to do that.
It's a waste of your talent.
It was like but down there it's not a lot. So I had a lot of people from the community back then, like the barbershops, everybody from the community. They wanted private parties or weddings or anniversaries. So that's how I made my income. I didn't really have a job down there.
I know.
That was my job, and I knew I could float. I knew I could self-sustain myself back then. So that's what I did.
What was the next milestone for you after that?
I would say coming back here and getting in contact with his name's Courtney. He does the plays. He does the plays for the music hall. And
Is that how you got to meet work with Tyler Perry?
well, you don't work directly with Tyler Perry. You work with people that know Tyler Perry.
For sure.
So it goes like that. Yeah, those were the contacts. And then Jacarius Johnson. So it was a friend of mine's at a car wash. Had a young lady that, you know, was like, she liked my food because I cooked for her all the time. Like, when I came back here, I'm not going to mention the name of the two restaurants that I worked for, but I worked for them for a while and made them a lot of money. Had all the employees paid, had it running like well-oiled machines, and things just didn't work out. So now, you know, they're where they are and I'm where I am. But
You help them get where they are, and then I'm assuming they tried to, they're like, we don't need you anymore because we're already here. And then once they cut you out, they fell apart.
That sounds good. I don't even want to get into it because I let God handle things like that. They didn't do right by me. They've asked me to come back, but you know, it doesn't. God chose to let me build my own and have them watch me. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I went outside and one of them was outside in his truck on the side of my building. And I'm like, "What you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm just driving by." Okay.
He had a magnifying glass. Like, what do you got going on out here?
Okay.
Talk about the Tyler Perry experience, though. Even though you didn't work directly with him, what was it like working for his event?
Doing those plays, like the Madea plays, and you know, then moving to Jacarius. It was all meeting mostly the stars that or the actors that, you know, doing that. The food is prepared like it's like a buffet, but then you have some people that want to stay in their dressing room and eat, and they don't want to eat this, and they don't want to eat that, and they don't want this touching this, and they don't want this touching that, and it's like that's a lot. It's really a lot.
Specifically, like, celebrities want to be catered differently than everybody else. They don't want the buffet line. They have strict regulations for what you're providing them.
Sometimes, but not all of them. Some of them would come, like Tretch from Naughty by Nature. He came and he ate, and then when I did the CSI, I forgot his name. He has the green eyes and red hair. Black guy. When I was doing that, he loved the food. He would come out and sit with everybody. What's that guy name? Flex, that comedian. He would come sit with people, and it was just particular ones. I've cooked for 50 before. Like, if you look down my page, everybody. But then you have that one jerk that's just like, "Hey, bring it to my room. I don't want this. I don't want that. This ain't good." This is the same.
They told you it's not good too. That's crazy.
I've heard that. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Some people tell me it's not good at the restaurant. It's their opinion.
You know, you always go through Yelp reviews, and you always see like 1,000 great comments and like 5 people who hated everything. You can't win every time.
I'll take the 1,000 over the 5, and I try to deal with the 5. I have some people that, you know, message me directly, and I try to get back to, you know, I try to get back. This is all new to me. This is new to me. This whole This Ali is a different Ali in the last 2 years. I haven't been this person before. So I have to respond now that social media, even though I'm older, you got to go back in there. Otherwise, they're cursing you out through text, and you have to respond to these people.
Absolutely. Talk about working. Were you working directly with 50 Cent?
No, I just happened to cook for him. He came here actually. He was getting a haircut. A friend of mine called, was like, 50's here, he needs some food. I'm like, I dropped everything I was doing. I'm like, I'm on it. I'm there.
What'd you cook 50?
He actually had collard greens, if I remember, turkey legs, macaroni and cheese, some cornbread. Yeah.
When you were cooking for 50 Cent, did you think like I got to make this extra special with my hand somehow?
Nope. I got it right out of the warmer like I do everybody else's, and I put it and I ran that shit over there as fast as I could. One of my friends, like a couple months ago, she was like, Dej Loaf needs some food. Her and Jacquees doing a concert. I'm there. Don't worry about it. I'm there.
That's like the word of mouth that's so true. Like a person that knows it's so good that they're willing to vouch for you to 50 Cent or to Dej Loaf or to anybody, where it's like these are people can make and break your career. So whoever these people are that are vouching for you are like super certain.
Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, it's not. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. Sometimes you will get somebody that does. Everything isn't for everybody. That's what my grandmama told me. You can't please everybody.
Facts.
So even though I try, my recipes are my recipes. I can't change them. I'm selling 50, 60 sides of macaroni every day, and I get 2 people that don't like it. I can't change my recipe because of those 2 people. All I can do is try to offer those 2 people something else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My macaroni's not for you.
After 50 and you're working directly with people now because of the fact that you have connections that are helping and vouching for you. Was working with the Tigers kind of like the next big thing, or was there something before that?
Yeah, it was the Champions Club was an experience, put it that way. It was organized. It was something that I hadn't done before. But right before that, I worked for his name's Kirk Catello. He's actually a good friend of mine now. He works with Eminem. So I helped open up Mom's Spaghetti the first day it opened. Like if you see him in the background in the paper, if you look at it when they first opened up, and Kirk Catello, he just became a good friend of mine. What's up, Kirk?
You know what the weirdest thing about that is? I was literally just gonna ask you, did you ever work with anybody involved with Eminem? I don't know why I was literally about to ask you that. So when you said that, I was like, what the fuck?
Kirk Catello, he owns. If you ever go down Woodward, Vincetta's Garage and
I love
the Wreck. Me too. That lavender margarita is really good.
So you helped when Mom's Spaghetti started. You were one of the people who helped start it.
Mm-hmm. Opened up. It's called Union Assembly.
Amazing.
It was downtown, and I got in there before it even got opened up, and there are different chefs there now, but the chefs that were there then, we opened it up together. We opened it up, and Kirk and I just became really, really cool. Became really close. I call him right now.
Did you get to how did you develop the plan, and what were you a part of when it came to opening Mom's Spaghetti?
Well, it's just. It's a really simple process to do that. It was more like a Union Assembly. If you ever been to Mom's Spaghetti, have you ever been there?
I've seen nonstop content about it.
Yeah, it's inside of the place is huge. It's called Union Assembly, and you have to go inside the place to go upstairs and see the trailer and see his outfits from his video and his jackets and things like that. And outside the alley is just where it's a little window where you order. But if you want to go inside and see everything, I mean, it's from noodles to the sauce. That's actually Eminem's recipe. So we had nothing. That's what his mom used to make them. That's literally his recipe.
Oh, so the Mom's Spaghetti is Eminem's recipe. It wasn't like chefs that coordinated it.
That's his.
Wow,
That's his mom's stuff. And it's jarred at it's jarred there and at a commissary out in Royal Oak.
So you're at this point when you're at Mom's Spaghetti, you're just following guidelines. Like you can't spice it up yourself. It's almost like no, I just got to cook this to perfection, like what it's supposed to be, basically.
You just got to get in there and do whatever you do, and then come back out to the line like wherever they need you, and go from there. I was like the pizza. It was pizza. It was like all kind of stuff.
When you sampled it yourself after, like you would have the meatballs and spaghetti, how did you feel about the recipes? Did you like the recipes? Did you get to meet Eminem or anybody in the group?
I saw him sitting in the. They have a private room upstairs, but they slide the doors and all that. You don't go up there.
So you got to see him for like a glimpse, like damn, it's Eminem.
You don't go up
Did you
there.
care? Like, did
Now
you?
the first day when he was serving out the window, yeah, in the background, you see him like that. You're in the building with him.
Did it matter to you at all? Did you like, damn, it's freaking Eminem? Like, did you, or do you not? Are you not like that kind of thinker?
I don't. Idolize rappers or anything like that. It's just they got to eat too. He has more money than me. They have more money than me, and they can rap. I can't rap, but he can't cook. So it's different.
I want to add. So after that, you help launch that. I'm sure your credibility goes through the roof after that. Like people want a piece of you. What was the next move after that?
Yeah, I got into the Tigers Club. Like, not the Tigers Club. It was called the Champions Club. That's the one that everybody wants to be in. That's the one that everybody pays for. That's the one where all the owners come. You actually cook for the owners of the Tigers when you're in the Champions Club.
So cool, man.
So that was a good experience. It was a learning experience. I put my expertise on the line. I did sauces. I did everything. If you go into the Champions Club and you see, or if I have old videos, but I put in work there. It was just time to leave and do my own thing.
With the Tigers, what was the most notable moment for you?
Miggy, when he retired. That was it. And being in there with that ice sculpture, they had an ice sculpture of his jersey. It was like that was like a special moment. You had a lot of celebrities in there for that.
Did you see anybody that you were a fan of?
Yeah, I saw Jared Goff. I'm a diehard sports fan. I'm an Atlanta Falcons, Detroit Lions. I'm torn between both. So
cool.
Yeah, I'm more a sports fan and all that.
So when it comes to these high pressure situations as a chef, you're dealing with the Tigers, you're dealing with Eminem's restaurant, you're dealing with 50 Cent, you're dealing with all these people. Talk about, for chefs coming up, that pressure, because a lot of people don't get to work with celebrities or that have that lifestyle. What is it? How do you handle those moments knowing these are make and break moments for you, or could be?
Certain P's you got to use. You can't panic. You just got to prepare, pray, be patient, and persistence is what's key. Because, like I said, I used to work at Cracker Barrel. My first job was on 75 and Mac at McDonald's when I was like 16. So, and I paid like $8 an hour. So, and he didn't want to pay me overtime, and I was working like 60 hours a week. So you gotta just stay prayed up, stay persistent, especially if you have your ideas, keep them to yourself. Not to say just in Detroit, but if you have some ideas, don't keep them to yourself. Don't let people get your recipes. People will tell you one thing and they'll do another thing, and you just don't want to do that. You just keep it to yourself. Make your moves in silent, and then just pop out on them like they're like, "Where'd you come from?" We've been here. We've been working. Now you just see me more. That's all. I've always been behind the scenes, just like myself, but now I'm just out here. I would rather be behind the scenes, but these recipes I have now are precious. I knew once I started doing the things that I was doing, that's why it's so popular, because people are literally flying from all over the world. Like somebody flew from Alaska a couple weeks ago, and they're making videos about it from St. Louis. They're flying from everywhere. Like literally, they're driving from everywhere. If you look at the content, and it's just, they're like, come to Buffalo, come to this, come to that, and I'm just amazed. And I get that little tap back here, and God's like, why are you amazed? I told you it's gonna happen. It's just not when you wanted it to. It's when I knew you was ready. That's all that was.
That's what hard work is, and passion.
Yeah, I definitely have the passion. I definitely have that.
Give us one of your secret formulas.
No.
So give me one secret recipe.
No.
I just need one recipe.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Just hook it up with one time.
You gotta come get some.
All right, break down a recipe that's been exposed that you can't give it up. Give us one. Just give us one recipe, man. It's like Gordon Ramsay does it.
When I get Gordon Ramsay's money, then I'll do that. I can't do that.
You can't tell me how to make a coffee.
I don't even drink coffee, bro.
All right, man.
Somebody, I promise you, I have a espresso machine in my house. I probably use like twice. I use it for when guests come out of town or when people come over.
So somebody
I need
has
more coffee.
reverse engineered your recipes in the past and was like, okay, I know how she makes this, or somebody seen your book, your blueprint.
Once before. Once. I got caught slipping once. But you can give somebody the recipe and they still can. It's not exactly the same, but you know, it's all good. It happens. It's all good.
After Tigers, is this you go fully independent after this? Is this like I'm gonna go start Korner?
Yep.
Incredible.
Yes.
When you had to start the restaurant, what was the biggest sacrifice you had to make before you even started the restaurant?
Using all my money. I knew it was gonna take a lot, so I had to, I didn't lower my prices because once you do that, people think this is where they are. So I had to keep my price point where it was because as a black business, some customers, they're like, this is too high, this is that, but then you see them go here and there and they're paying the same thing without a problem. So it was my price point. I knew I had to go broke to build myself back up.
Amazing.
I did.
Would you get rid of? How'd you make? Like, would you sell? Like, would you have to relinquish?
What I sold? Everything. Like I literally sold. I sold the living room, dining room, some jewelry that I really didn't need anyway. I realized I didn't need it. Watches, shoes, and like.
What was the hardest thing to have to sell? That like kind of hurt when you had to get rid of it.
It was all material. It wasn't my soul, so I was good. I knew I didn't have to sell my soul to do it. So anything else, I knew that once people tasted what I had, that it was going to do well. And that's what, I told my girl, like, we'll get it back. She's like, well, I guess I'll just be sitting in the bedroom with the dogs watching one TV.
So you had nothing in the house?
Basically, no. No.
And when you pick a location, how did you determine your location for your restaurant that you opened?
I was with my aunt, and I wanted to be in a certain area, and I wanted to be in a school district or a popular area, and I just happened to be like with my aunt driving by this building. There was a for rent sign on one, and it was a guy sitting outside the yellow building where I am now, and he was like, they never answered the phone. He saw us looking. He's like, this one's for rent, and that's how we got in there. Mistake.
Amazing.
A good mistake, but a mistake.
When you have such a strong community around you of people that love you and know you, talk about the grand opening. Who was there to support you, and how many people came for the turnout?
The grand opening, that was rough. I think it was my girl Nikki, Tan, a couple of my cousins, Sean, Rich. It was mostly cousins from my dad's side.
Did the whole city
brother
come out? Like, did like you have more than how many people do you think pulled up to the grand opening?
The grand opening, maybe about 30.
30 people to a grand opening?
Yeah, maybe about 30. Maybe about 30.
I seen a barber shop that was in the middle of nowhere get like 150 people first day.
Hey, when you grow up in the same neighborhood as they do, and they're like, how is she doing this? Why is she doing this? They don't come. They think it should be them. They don't understand what it took for me to get there. They just think like, how is this happening when this is my dream too? But you get the same 24 hours a day that I get. It's just what you do with them.
Moving from that point, you realize content's probably important. You realize social media is a utility to get people to market and everything like that. Talk about the progression and how it became so notable over time.
Yeah, like I said, we've been there this is our second year there, and it started with I think my first food review because nobody in Michigan was doing oxtail macaroni and cheese. So that first video just went absolutely crazy, and the food critic reached out to me because I was really on TikTok. I wasn't even on Instagram at all. I was there, but I think I had like, I don't know, maybe 400 followers. I don't know. I didn't post on there. I didn't do anything, but I put that video up on TikTok, and it just went absolutely crazy. I think it was like in the first day I went to sleep, I woke up, it was like at 50K. And I'm like, what? And I had people just calling the phone. And they're like, what else do you do here? Where's this place at? And where's oxtail macaroni? Like, we don't, I'm like, well, we got other oxtail dishes. We got oxtail hibachi. They're like, what? We got oxtail macaroni and cheese. We got oxtail Alfredo. We got oxtail sliders. And when I said oxtail sliders, it just took off. So it was steady, but slow. Like the first 2 months, I probably made no money.
Can you break down for people that own restaurants that don't utilize social media?
You have to.
What you learned from that when you started utilizing it?
You absolutely have to. That's like, even being older, you just have to. That's like the new commercials nowadays. Like, it used to be radio, then it was TV. People don't do that anymore. You listen to the radio, but not like that. You got your own playlist, you got your own shit, you got your own everything you want to do. So you have to be plugged into that, because this is like the new generation. This is what they do.
Yes.
This is what they do.
And it's kind of like free marketing in a way, right? You just
It
open
is.
up the app, you film it, and it can go viral on its own, or you share it with people. Like you said, a food review critic might see it and be like, let me pull up, and then he has a whole fan base that he can share it to. So
Yeah,
social media is fundamental for exposure.
his name was Motown Munch, the one that did it a couple years ago, and he his review just went absolutely crazy, and people start coming. And then this year, I think he got the like Cassius Winston came by, like the ball players were coming by like last year, and this year She Chose A came by and did a review, and it went absolutely crazy.
Who are some celebrities that have stopped by?
The Chico Bean, Detroit Diamond, Elo and Rudy, Comic J. Will.
Jay Will's always supporting, man. Always
Yeah, he does.
supporting local business.
He does. He really liked it. I think his is up to about maybe 8K or something like that. I don't know. It's like a 2-part one.
What's your most, as they call these days, crack meal, where like everybody has to get it every time they pull up?
Oxtails. They had a pop up. Lisa Carter, that queen of pop ups in Detroit. She had an oxtail competition, and it was a bunch of us in it. And this was my first time doing like one of her pop ups, and I had already been selling oxtails. And a content creator, her name is Deanna Dean, and she came and ate some, and she called me, and she's like, they're having an oxtail competition. You got to get in it.
So cool.
She's like, you got to get in it. And I'm like, this is not what I do. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I went in and I won, and that whole place just went absolutely bananas. It was like the first time she's come out, she won the 2025 oxtail, and from there it doubled what I was doing like last year.
So putting yourself in places that you are a little bit resistant towards ends up being very beneficial, because it's all marketing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
More people know about you, the more business you're gonna get, right?
Yeah.
What's the most favorite side dish you guys got?
Our collard greens, actually, we have they're kind of different. They're like down south. We have beans and onions and cornbread in our collard greens. So
Cool.
It's like, it's different. We also use that mix for our vegan bowl. So now people get it and they start putting their oxtails on top of it. So it's like that and our yam. It's really everything. We got a hot honey that goes crazy. Like the wings went viral. We have these hot honey wings with this sauce that I make, and it just...
What's up with the sauce? Like, what's it making the wings turn into?
I should have brought you one. They're hot honey wings. It's just, and you put the crack on them, and they go crazy.
Whoo! Sounds delicious. No cap.
They are.
Is there anything that you're working on that's like a new product that like people can prepare for? Like, oh crap! Like this is about to break. It's about to drop.
Well, I have new recipes all the time. I gotta. They're all in my head. Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll write one down. That's how I did the oxtail egg and cheese biscuit, like that breakfast biscuit. It goes pretty crazy. Just comes to me in my sleep, man. But
so your fans must love it. It's always changing. Like it's never always the same thing.
I always add something. We have a consistent menu. We have our regular menu, and then every now and then I'll throw something on there. And then if it goes crazy, I'll keep it on there, and I'll minus something else. I'll take something else off.
Break down the menu for us. Just make people's mouth water when they think about coming to your restaurant.
It's kind of soul food, just soul food with a twist. Like if they go on Ollie's Korner, Takeout.com, they can see the whole menu. But it's really, our specialty is oxtails, and we do a twist on all our Alfredos. All Alfredos and everything like that, they're baked. They're like pies. So it's like a chicken Alfredo pie or salmon Alfredo pie. It's like it's a pie.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
So it's a lot of cheese, I'm assuming, or like a cheesy top to it, and then
Yes.
underneath. Oh
Yep,
my
and the
god!
crust, it goes kind of crazy. It's not that's like right behind that, and our salmon bites. Our salmon bites. If somebody can find me this guy named his name is Sterling, I would love for him to come, because breaking it on here, our last day at the Korner is August 9th. That's my brother's. He's deceased now, but that's his birthday, so we're going to be doing like $20 bowls that day, and just have everything, have a DJ out there and everything like that. We're moving to a new location, the middle of August. It's still west. We're not going to announce it yet because we're still working on it, but it's still west. But Sterling did a review on our salmon bites, and they're like at 150K, and yeah, and it's like been shared like 4,000 times, and it's just I don't know what it was about his review, because they've done salmon bite reviews before. But his went crazy.
Amazing. Incredible.
So I need to find him.
Talk about, outside of just the business, you also give back a lot. Talk about, helping out the homeless and really feeding people that are in need.
Yeah, I do, and I don't really talk about it a whole lot. I mean, I make a post every now and then if it's too much for me to handle. People come out and they can help me deliver the food, or they can tell me a location. Like a couple of my friends let me know about this adult living assistance. It was a senior citizens home, like off of Chalmers in 94. They didn't have food there, so she called and I brought food over there. And it's not just always food. Sometimes people just need what they need. I'll go down to Temple Street and I'll tell the guy to give me all the dollar shots in there. That's the only way they're going to eat. So I got to give them a shot with the food. It's just you can't judge people. Just help them out.
Absolutely.
If I can do that, that's what I do. I've done a lot of that, but it's like I don't videotape it, or I don't anything. Somebody caught me a couple times and they do it, and I reached out to them, take this down. Like even the shoes I got on, the shoes I make, a portion of that goes back to I donated to sickle cell. Like when you buy the shoes, because there's not a lot of I did a charity function I went to a cancer charity last year, and I saw how much money they raised, and I asked the person I went with, I was like, why don't they do this for like sickle cell? And you know what he told me? That's a true story. He said, because we don't get it. He's a Caucasian guy. He's like, we don't get sickle cell.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but he's honest. He's honest. He's honest. He's a millionaire. He's honest. And I went to this auction for the cancer. They were bringing like giraffes and elephants over and all this stuff over for this kid that had cancer, which is, that's great. But I was just thinking like, damn, they don't get it. It's Latinos and it's African Americans. That's mostly who get that disease. So, and one of my brothers actually has it. So that's another reason why I did it. So when you buy my shoes, a portion of that goes to Sickle Cell Foundation.
Amazing. Your journey is incredible. Your story is incredible. I'm hearing a lot about the fact that your food is incredible. Shout out John Barlow for helping organize this, and he really, really took me to the side the other day, and he's like, believe me, this woman's story and everything she's doing is incredible. I was like, I believe you. And because it wasn't even just the fact that he said it, but I could see it in his eyes. He knows. So shout out to him for helping organize this.
Well, I appreciate that. And I don't know him like that. I mean, he's come to the restaurant like a couple times, and I know he's running for
Detroit mayor.
Detroit mayor. I'm not Detroit. My business is in Detroit. I just recently moved like maybe 2018 to Southfield. So I'm not a Detroit resident anymore, but he seemed like a pretty good dude when he came by, but even Sheffield's they've come by,
Amazing.
fundraisers. So everybody, I think when you're in the moment and they see you're in the moment, everybody has to, well, they don't have to, but they see, and they come, and I don't mind.
Absolutely.
I don't really care.
Can you tell everybody one more time the location of the store?
Right now, it's 10040 West McNichols. It's 6 Mile in Wyoming to everybody from Detroit, because everybody's like, West McNichols, 6 Mile. So yeah, 6 Mile.
I used to get in trouble for that a lot too, because my dad's party store was Brand's Party Shop. I used to say 7 Mile West McNichol, and people were like, that's not a real thing. And I'm like, I was at West Auto Drive. I don't fucking know. Like that's where I thought the motherfucker was. Where's the new one gonna probably be set?
We're working on the location right now. I haven't decided. I have two places to choose from, and I'm going to decide between. I'm going to decide before the when I get back from the Lions game. I'm flying to the Lions game. Me and a couple of my friends, because I know I gotta dive in and dig right back into everything, get back into work mode. So I'm an Atlanta, Detroit fan. So they have their preseason game. I think it's on the 8th. So I'm going to fly out there Friday, watch the game, come right back, do the party on the 9th, and then I'm going to decide by then. I just got to relax my mind. I got a whole lot going on.
Absolutely. Appreciate you doing this. Appreciate you really sharing the story with us and being very elaborate and discussing all the small details, especially for upcoming chefs who need to find inspiration, especially from the city itself, knowing what the grind takes, the hustle takes to get to the point that you've accomplished now. And hopefully that grand opening for the new store is bigger than 30 people. I'll make sure of it. I'll make sure at least 1,000 people pull up to it. Appreciate you doing this. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visual Shootings Productions. We're out. Peace.